And we're back. We have a fully assembled bunny. Two ears, two arms, and two legs. Now we are going to make one more little finishing touch for this bunny, and that is a bow. Okay, so there are really two sizes of bows that you can make for these. There's a big one and a little one. The big one is one we're going to make for this particular one because this one is a little bigger. But like say if we were making the mouse, we'd make a smaller one. And you make the big one and the small one the same way. It's just the number of chains that you need is what is the difference. So for the big bow, you're going to chain 16. I'm using this bright blue. This is Metallico from Hobie. I just figured some color would be cool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so chain of 16. And now we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And continue single crocheting all the way across the row. You'll just go across the row and then I will catch up with you at the end of the row. Okay, so I just finished the first row, and then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to do 4 more rows of single crochet. So go ahead and do those 4 rows, chain 1 and turn at the end of each row, and then we will proceed on how to finish the square. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I am finishing the last row right here. And now you've got 5 rows of single crochet. Now you're going to chain 1 and then put 2 single crochets in this corner. So there's 1, 2, and you're going to work a series of single crochets down the side. You know there's 5 rows, so you kind of need to try to fit 5 single crochets in there. So that one on the corner would be 1, that was sec 2, and here's like a 3rd. There's a 4th. Oh look, a knot in the yarn. I hate knots in yarn. Oh my goodness. We'll be able to work over that. So that was the 4th one. So now you're at another corner, so you did get 5 in there, because the first half of that corner makes the 5th. And we're going to put 2 in each corner, so Here's the second. Now we're just going to work down the side. Basically, we're just kind of like squaring it. Well, square it's a rectangle, but you know what I mean. Giving it a finished border all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about that. Just work your way around. And you might have noticed that I switched hooks. That's because the hook I was using before, which is this one, did not play nice with this yarn. Okay, it's one. Make this the second. Yeah, it didn't play nice with this yarn. And interestingly enough, this crochet hook that I'm using right now didn't play nice with the yarn I used to make the bunny. So that's why I am an advocate of having different kinds of crochet hooks in a variety of sizes, because you never know when you've got some yarn that just does not want to cooperate with the hook you have. When that happens, no problem. Just switch to a different hook. For the most part, you can switch from one hook to another of the same size with very little difficulty. But every once in a while, you have some that don't play nice. For example, if you start something with a furls hook, you kind of have to end with a furls hook because the stitches just don't match if you go from like a furls to like say a tulipatimo, or furls to an addy, or furls to what are they called? I'm just having a hard time with talking today. Um, Crap, what are they called? Clover. Yeah. So furls are like the outlier. If you start with furls, you kind of need to end with furls. So you have to hope that the yarn, all the yarn you're using, actually likes a furls hook. Otherwise, you will see and notice a difference in how the stitches look. But yeah, that's why I definitely think that you should have more than one kind of hook. Like, you should have shiny hooks, you should have matte hooks, because they crochet differently, and depending on the yarn you're using. I've got a tangle here. Of course I do. This tutorial has been the comedy of errors, let me tell you. I don't know how much of this I'm keeping, probably most of it, because I definitely believe in letting you see the good, the bad, and the ugly of this. Right now you're seeing the real ugly because I've got a serious knot here. There we go, I got it. Ha! So yeah, I don't know how much of the comedy you're going to see. Probably most of it, because I'm just transparent that way. But this has been an adventure, let me tell you. Okay, I've got one more. And now I'm going to slip stitch to that first one. And I've given it a border. Now I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to finish this off and keep a long tail. And you need this tail because part of it is going to make the bow, and then the rest of it is going to attach the bow to the doll. So you want to leave a pretty lengthy tail. This is probably longer than I really needed, but on the flip side, I'd rather have too much than not enough. Okay, so we have some ends to tuck in. So back out with the old tapestry needle. My doggy wanted to come play. Now go back up there. And we're gonna tuck these in real quick, or sew these in real quick. Hey, at least it threaded better. Okay, now we're just gonna like run this through a couple times. Okay, now I've tucked that in then. Now we're going to thread the long tail into the tapestry needle. And what you want to do is thread this needle to about the halfway point on the bow. And we're still working on the back. So you just want to get this in some stitches across the back of the bow. So you hit about the halfway point. Okay. Bring that through. Don't pull it tight, just pull it so that it's in the halfway point. Then you're going to fold the bow in half, like that. Make sure it's even. Then you're going to take the tail, and notice I folded it in, so the right side is outside. So I folded it in on itself. And you're going to wrap this tail around a few times. Pull it tight. And then you pick up your tapestry needle and you're going to go underneath what you just wrapped. Sorry, this dark yarn kind of makes it hard to see, but you just want to go underneath what you just wrapped. then do it one more time. This is just my day to mess with fiddly yarns, apparently. And then you're going to go like this to fluff out the bow a little bit. And then in what's going to be the back of it, go under it one more time. And then kind of like bind it off by going through that loop one more time. And try not to get your yarn twisted or tangled or make things difficult like I just did. There it goes. And there's the bow. And then you're going to attach the bow to the bunny's head. You can attach it to one ear. But I think I'm just going to attach it right on the top of her head. Like right at the front. Like right here. So it's going to look like, you really can't see her, that. And to attach it, I don't really need safety pins for this, I can just hold it in place. I'm going to hold the bow in place, go to the back, make sure I've got it where I want it, in the center, and just kind of whip it in. And in that one ear, in and out the other. Pull through. And just do that a couple of times. Before I tighten it completely, make sure it's where I want it. Okay, I'm going to go and finish attaching this, and I'll be right back with some final thoughts. Okay, so I hated everything about that bow, from the size to the color, so I got rid of it and exchanged it for a little pink bow instead. And that, my friends, completes the rabbit. If you've enjoyed this tutorial, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, what have you. If you're new to my channel and you think you like my content, go ahead and subscribe. and hit the bell icon so you know every time I upload a video. Um, I do videos, quite frankly, when I have time, but I have a live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time where I show off my works in progress, the things I finished, and we talk about all things yarny and crafty and life in general. It's a good time. You should come. But anyway, that's the tutorial. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in my live or in my next video. Bye.